This is a build video for the inner hull and the bulkhead structure of the brig from the pirate ship series. So in the last video we built this outer hull structure. Today we will work on the inner hull and the bulkhead structure to help make the shape and overall model sturdy. I cut out all these bulkhead parts first. We have the long keel part. Then these bulkhead parts. I printed all parts onto strong 300 GSM paper, that's grams per square meter. It's about approximately 0.5 millimeter thick. And glued all bulkhead parts onto another 300 GSM page. I skipped only the long keel parts as they will be glued together anyway, offsetting each other. Make sure to cut the slots according to the thickness of the used paper. Now that we got all the parts prepared, I cut an edge slot for the back part into the keel. I mark the height of the stern bulkhead slot and cut this ledge out so I can better glue the parts together later. Here I have cut out the inner hull side parts and the rear stern part. As usual, before I continue to glue, I will color the edges as to avoid having ugly white edges showing in the textured model. I color all the outer edges and also the ones where the glue tabs for the deck are bent. Don't forget to do the inside edges. When a part is not perfectly aligned, you could have some white showing here too. With the marker I use, the huller goes to the part a little bit and covers that edge too. For the inside, I also make sure the gun port openings are edge colored. After pre-folding the deck attachment tabs, I again add some color to the inside edge so we have wiggle room when adding the deck. I start with gluing one side of the inside into the hull. Before I do that, I check where the seams of the part will be and mark them with a felt pen. That was a bit hidden, but now you can see the mark. I repeat this step for the other part, holding it in place and marking the seam into the inner hull. Just to be sure, I draw the seam a little wider. Starting from the rear stern side, I glue the inner parts into the hull. With the next part, again make sure to align the upper edge to the hull, but also the edge connecting to the previous inner hull part. So ideally there's no space between them. But no worries if there's a little space, because the mark we have drawn should hide that seam. Before I glue the last part, I dry fit it first and trim the bow end if necessary. I also color the bow edge in case we end up with a seam here. Now we have one inner side done. But before we continue with the other side, we need to pause this step and continue with fitting in the bulkhead structure. I insert all the structure parts without glue and check the fit. Especially have a look how the height of the structure looks against the side deck tabs. They need to be just lower. In my case, I found I need to cut off at least 1 mm in height. Now this part fits. Continue to check and adjust this for all other parts. Now that I have trimmed the structure, I can start to glue it into the hull. For this I use white glue as it sets faster and I can apply it well to the parts. I only add glue to the bottom of the parts and to the slots, connecting them together. No glue is required on the sides or the upper edge. Make sure to press all parts to the bottom of the hull. If you want, you can use a little weight to help letting the glue set in shape. Now we can continue gluing in the other inner side, which I have completed here. The last step is the stern rear inner part. Before you glue it in, do a dry fit and trim the sides if necessary. At the end I check if there are any things to correct. I see some gunport edges that could benefit from some more color edging. Okay, I'm happy now with the result. This concludes building the inner hull and the bulkhead structure of the brig. Join me next time when we build the deck and the base mast structure. If you have questions or feedback, feel free to leave a comment. I hope you did enjoy this video and I will see you next time.